afternoon, everybody. What is going on? I am jeffgrantMEDIA, and in today's real user review, we will be talking about the Gossamer Gear Vagabond Jet. Now, to start off, I have zero affiliation with Gossamer Gear. They did not pay me to make this video. I did not reach out to them. They did not reach out to me. I bought this bag with my own money, and I actually didn't even buy it from Gossamer Gear. I actually picked this up in like new condition from a fellow member of the Perfect Pack Facebook group. And yeah, if you didn't know that I bought this used, you would have thought this bag was brand new when I got it. It was in pretty much pristine shape. So thank you. You know who you are. Don't know if you want me to say your name on the interwebs like this, but I much appreciate the sale. So yeah, I've been wanting a Gossamer Gear bag for a while. I really like their stuff. I'm just not a UL hiker, so I didn't really need an ultralight hiking bag. I'm a day hiker. I got plenty of bags for day hiking, and actually I was using my day hiking bag as my dad bag and taking everything out of the day hike bag to use as a dad bag and then putting it all back in. So I decided I wanted just like a dad bag that I can have as my dad bag. And that's why I picked up the Gossamer Gear Vagabond. I was actually looking at the trail version first, but got such a great deal on the Jet that I went with the Jet. So let's break that down a little bit. There are three versions of the Vagabond bag. There is the packable version that is $69, the trail that is $99, and the Jet that is $119. All three bags are 23 liters. The packable being made from a 70D Robic nylon, the trail being made from a 100D Robic nylon double diamond ripstop, and the Jet being made from a 210D nylon with 400D Spectra ripstop. And the main difference between the trail and the Jet, besides the colorway, is the internal organization. The trail just has like a sleeve that can be used for water bladder or also a laptop, whereas the Jet has a padded laptop sleeve and the backing. The Jet has a molded foam back panel, where the trail has an air mesh back panel. Now, I personally was going to originally go with the trail version because I don't need a padded laptop sleeve. This bag is going to be my dad bag, not an EDC, so I was going to go with that. I figured it'd be a little bit thinner, but I like this molded foam back panel a lot more on the Jet than I did on the trail's air mesh, so it actually worked out great that I got such a good deal on the Jet because I'm very happy with the bag. And the padded laptop sleeve, it's not super padded, so it's not like it really inhibits the foldability of this bag. So let's go ahead and we'll start with my intended uses for this bag. So my primary use is, as I said, is as a dad bag. But because this is their EDC version, I decided I was going to EDC this bag, use it as a day pack hiking, and use it as a dad bag. So I tried it out in three different scenarios, and there's good, there's bad with all three scenarios. But I'm gonna go ahead and I'll start with the negatives because they'll kind of cross over more or less over all three scenarios. So we'll start with the negatives and then we'll break it down for each of the uses and what I liked and didn't like about them. So to start with the first negative, the top of the bag. The opening of this bag, it's kind of like a bucket. So it collects things. Here you can see on my hike, it collected some debris. It's the fall, so the leaves were falling. So the leaves landed in there and they stayed in there. Now it does have a water guard zipper, but as you can see, I zipped the bag all the way, but it's not zipped all the way. So if you're wearing this bag in the rain and it's not completely packed out, so it's bulging on the top, you're potentially gonna get water to sit in here. Now, it could get through the little gap in the zipper unless it's totally extra secured all the way. But even so, you're still gonna have a little gap. And if you got a laptop in here, I wouldn't trust to have the laptop in the rain, even with the water guard zipper, because it might fail and then your computer is ruined. So the top of the bag, it's just like a bucket. So it collects everything. Now we're staying with the top of the bag, and it's the zipper. Because it's like a bucket, the zipper is kind of like a little bit of a wave. So sometimes you can unzip the bag completely fine and it goes end to end with no issues. But sometimes you get that rogue wave and the bag doesn't unzip all the way. And this is an issue when you're trying to get things like your laptop out, because then it gets stuck on the top zipper of the bag. It's not a deal breaker, but it does get a little bit annoying. I'd say it happens maybe 50% of the time that I go to grab the laptop out and then the laptop gets stuck, so I had to set it back down, unzip the bag that little extra bit, pull the laptop out, no problem. Again, not a deal breaker, but it's just something I noticed. It is a negative. It's a bit annoying because the zipper, it kind of just goes like a wave and it doesn't always unzip. Not just the laptop, other things get caught coming in and out of it too, but I mean, for me, it's gonna be my dad bag, so it's not really an issue when I'm using it dad bag style. Most of the things I'm putting in here are soft and pliable, so they come in and out of the bag, even if that zipper's still closed an inch or two on the end when I'm opening it up. The other negative, and this goes across all three uses, is the organizational pockets. There's one right here, and there's one internally in almost the exact same spot of the bag. So if you have anything that's remotely bulky in one or both of those pockets, it gets in the way of putting things in the bag because it takes up the internal space. In this bag, it's essentially a tote bag, so it's not really that wide to begin with. You could fit a lot inside this bag, but when your organization pockets are bulky, it really inhibits what you can put inside the bag. Let's talk about a neutral point, these straps. Now wearing them, they're comfortable once they're on the body. They're wide, they sit securely on the shoulder, they've been comfortable in every application I've used the bag, but they're wide. So when you're grabbing the bag in your hand, it feels like you have a whole lot of strap in your hand. Once you get it on, it's a non-issue, they're really comfortable, but when you're grabbing the bag to put it on your shoulder, it just feels like you have so much extra strap in your hand. It's like, I feel like I'm grabbing onto like a 2x4 almost because it's just so wide. But it's not like a deal breaker by any means. It's just weird. I've never had a strap that thick on a bag before. They're really, really wide. But I mean, they're comfortable to wear, so that's why it's a neutral point and not a negative, because when you got a heavy load in here, they disperse the weight very nicely, but getting the bag on, it just feels weird. Now we'll hit up my 3 personal uses of this bag and what I like about the bag for each of those. We'll start with hiking. It's actually a really great day pack. I can carry all of my essentials: first aid kit, maps, rain gear, water for littles and bigs, diapers and wipes, a bandana, a headlamp, and a torch. Because hey, daylight savings time is over and it's pitch black by 5 o'clock, so you never know when you're gonna need to light the way. And I always keep bug spray, sunscreen, and some burn cream inside my bag all the time. I don't care what season it is, this stuff stays inside my bag, because if I take it out for the winter or the spring, I might not put it back in, and then when I need it, I don't have it. So I always leave that stuff inside my hiking bag. And my favorite features of this bag, and a lot of the UL bags, not just Gossamer Gear, a lot of the UL bags have a 4-way stretch or a mesh pocket on the front, is that front pocket, because it's perfect for when you need to put your custom poppy hat in the bag because your little mini me is hot and doesn't want to wear it anymore. And wearing this thing on a hike, it carried everything I need for the 3 humans and 1 dog in the group. So I had water for all of us in there, including the dog, and everything fit fine. The bag was totally comfortable to wear. I walked around, we walked a few miles this day, and I used it once or twice since, and the bag worked great. And I don't recommend this, but it does fit a lot of pine cones. Yes, this made a mess out of the bag. I had to turn it inside out and scrub it clean. But when your little mini me looks you in the eye and says, "Daddy, pine cones for crafts?" You gotta throw the pine cones in the bag. So maybe my addition to my next hike will be I'll throw a plastic bag inside my backpack so I could put the pine cones in the plastic bag and not get sap all over my bag that I just got, and that was the first time I used it. So that was fun, worked great, don't recommend it, but if you're gonna try it, it can hold a decent amount of pine cones. And with the side compression and the loops at the bottom, you can easily put 2 trekking poles on this bag. My second application is an EDC bag. Again, I did not buy this bag to use as an EDC bag, but this bag is the EDC version of the Vagabond. So I decided I was going to EDC this bag, and you know what? It worked out great. I mean, I really liked using this as my everyday carry. I used it for 2 or 3 weeks every day, and on the weekends I took everything out and I put all my dad bag stuff in it. But it actually handled really, really well. I was very surprised at how well, because it's like a tote bag, so it's just like a tote bag with straps on it. But it fits a lot of stuff. Even though the bag's kind of narrow, it's deep. So you can actually fit a lot inside this bag. And it's comfortable with a load of the laptop in here, the tech pouch in here, a water bottle in here for myself. I had hard drives in here because working back and forth from home and at the office, I got to carry hard drives with me, so I had extra hard drives in here sometimes. The hard drives go inside a plastic case, and usually I would just throw them right up front because they would just be traveling to and from the office to the car to the house, and vice versa the next day. So I would just throw them in the front pouch because it was quick, easy access. I can grab the drives, throw them on my my dock at home and read them. It was great. So the bag as an EDC worked out great. And as you can see, it held my laptop with tech pouch, my tablet, a smaller work hard drive, my work ID, a tool pouch, a work notebook, a personal notebook, some personal paperwork, my travel journal, a personal COVID kit, my daily water bottle, and again, that headlamp and torch kit. The shoulder straps, again, they're bulky in the hand to put the bag on and off, but with all of that tech inside the bag gets pretty heavy. Like, not crazy heavy, but it's pretty heavy, and it's super comfortable to wear because the straps really helped to distribute the weight. I really, really liked the straps. I mean, that's why it's a neutral point. They're bulky in the hand to grab, but I really like them. They're comfortable, they're pliable, but they're really, really comfortable and really good at distributing the weight. So as an EDC, the Jet worked out way better than I thought. I honestly was only gonna use this for like a week, maybe 2, but I ended up using it for, I think, 3 weeks because I liked it so much that I just kept using it as an EDC. It worked out surprisingly well. And now my main and intended use for this bag, the dad bag. I can put a juice in here with extra juice. And when you're out on a hike, you can fit not only a juice cup, but a juice box in there as well. I can fit rain gear or extra layers for everyone in the family. Of course, for the car rides, you need a tablet with the charger, extra clothes for that little kiddo. You always need your diapers and wipes. Of course, you'll need some toys or a doll, and an extra hat for dad. Now, this is the reason I really wanted to get a Gossamer Gear bag, and the Vagabond really fit the bill for me, because being like a tote bag, I could just kind of dump everything in there, but I have my 4-way stretch back panel, and I have my stretch pockets that I haven't talked about yet in this review on my shoulder straps. These are great. Now my daughter is obsessed with the lollipops, so I throw like a lollipop or 2 in there, so I always have them. They're quick, they're easy to grab, and the front 4-way stretch pocket is great because it always seems to rain when we go somewhere. So we're out and about, it's raining, and then as soon as it stops raining, my kid wants to take off that rain jacket. And I was putting that rain jacket inside the bag. Yes, I'd shake it off, but it was still wet. So my options were to either hold it or throw it back inside the bag. And when you're trying to chase a kid around holding something that you don't need to hold, it's a hassle. So I'd end up throwing it in the bag. Everything inside the bag will get a little damp. So now I just throw it right inside the 4-way stretch pocket on the front of the bag. It's perfect. And it also works for that dolly. You could just throw that on the outside because that's big, that's bulky. You don't want to put that on the inside of the bag. Sometimes she wants it, and when the kids want their dolly, they want it right now. So you don't want to be searching through the inside of the bag. Well, you could just grab it right out the front. So this 4-way stretch pocket in the front, it's a lifesaver. And these 4-way stretch on the strap, they're great for snacks. I throw the kids' snacks in there. Again, lollipops, she's big on the lollipops now. I'll throw a couple other things in there, like a granola bar for myself or something like that. But they're great. Quick, perfect access. And then you can fit your juice box as well as a cup of juice or milk in these pockets, and then put the I tell her it's water. It's tequila. I'm kidding, I don't really like tequila. I like gin. Okay, in case you're not picking up on that, it's just water. I don't walk around drinking with my daughter. So the bag all around, it's really, really, really useful. I mean, I bought it for one specific purpose. I tried it for 3 because this bag is intended for 2 different purposes, the EDC bag or out on the trail. But really, if you're a dad looking for a dad bag, right now, I'm gonna say the Gossamer Gear Vagabond. It's pretty much where you want to be. I'd go with either the Jet or the Trail because they're both going to have a little bit more rigidity to it, where the packable is just that. It's just a packable bag. I think there's a little less organization. I'm pretty sure this internal pocket here does not have this little loop. That is pretty much just for like a pen or a Sharpie. Stick something in there. You got an easy access to that. And again, the bag it's thick. It's pretty deep. I mean, you could fit a lot inside this bag, and it's not overly wide, but if you don't have it packed out where you have something bulky in either of these 2 pockets, you fit a lot inside this bag. You can easily access it, especially for an EDC. It's great because I carry a lot of paperwork. I sometimes also carry a book, like an actual physical paperback book. I know that's hard for people to believe with tablets. Everyone reads their books as ebooks. I don't like ebooks, so I carry a book when I want to read a book or a magazine. So with like a couple notebooks in here, in the tech pouch, in a book or a magazine, as long as I don't have anything bulky in these 2 pockets, everything slides in and out really, really easy. The laptop sleeve is nice. It's padded, and it is floating, but it's not high above the bottom of the bag. So I mean, with any bag they have a laptop in, floating laptop sleeve, padded laptop sleeve, anything, always set it down gently. And lastly, it does have some daisy chaining on the outsides, and it's great for, I just have an S-hook with a germ bomb on here. You know, you don't know when you're gonna need your hand sanitizer because it's 2020 and you need it after you touch pretty much everything. So, final summation, I really, really like this bag. This is a great bag. It's a great purchase. It's gonna go on a hook by the door with my dad bag stuff in it. And this is gonna be one of 2 dad bags, depending upon my activity, how much I need to carry. This is my my larger dad bag day. And I have another one that's going to be my smaller dad bag day, but because this is so streamlined, I can easily pull everything out of this that I need out of here and put it into my other dad bag. Super quick, super easy. So if you're thinking about the any of the Vagabonds, I mean, my only experience is with the Jet, but they're fairly similar bags, just a few minor feature changes. I'm very, very pleasantly surprised. Again, I did not anticipate using this as my EDC for like 3 weeks, but I really liked it, so I ended up using it for far longer than I wanted to. And it works great for a dad bag. I mean, it holds its own. It holds everything that I've thrown at it, and it's in great shape. And if you could find one off a TPP member for dirt cheap that looks like this, brand new pretty much, I mean, pull the trigger on it. Even if you buy one from Gossamer Gear at full price, 120 bucks for the Jet and $100 for the Trail version. I believe the packable's out of stock now anyway, but it's a great buy. You're not going to be disappointed. It's great quality. The bag has had no issues, and I had to turn this thing inside out to scrub it clean. And yeah, it flipped inside out, not easily, but it did flip inside out and right back, and came clean with a little bit of elbow grease. Yeah, I'm very, very surprised. So if you're looking at one, pull the trigger. I don't think you'd be disappointed. So if you like this video or any of my other videos, don't forget to like, comment, share, and subscribe. Smash that big red button and ring that bell right next to it so you get notifications the next time I post a brand new video. Good night. Put my face close to the camera to finish the outro because I just totally slurred my words.